For oral answer, the first in the name of the Right Honourable Chris Hipkins.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Prime Minister, does he stand by all of his government's statements and actions?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Yes.
Supplementary question. Does he agree with Christopher Luxon, quote, "What's mattering most to New Zealanders out there is what we are doing to reduce the cost of living," end quote. If so, why is his government increasing Kiwi household power bills by up to $25 a month through increased transmission charges during a cost of living crisis?
Just a reminder that questions are heard in silence. The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
I'm very proud of the efforts of our government to help New Zealanders with the cost of living. That's why we're getting control of government spending. That's why inflation's coming down. That's why interest rates are coming down. I just note that member didn't support tax relief for the first time in 14 years for low and middle income workers. We're doing everything we can to put money back in Kiwis' pockets.
Supplementary question. Is his government's decision to increase car registration fees by $50 a year, increase taxes on parking fines and more than double the insurance levies on motor vehicles increasing or decreasing cost of living for Kiwi households?
What is improving the situation for Kiwis households is making sure that inflation is coming down, interest rates are coming down, the economy is starting to grow. It was fantastic to see the economy grow at 0.7% in Q4 last year. And importantly, Labor didn't vote for tax relief, Labor didn't vote for working for families credits, Labor didn't vote for family boost.
Thank you.
Supplementary. Will his government's plan to increase annual household insurance bills by between $400 and $948 a year increase or decrease the cost of living for Kiwi households?
We don't set insurance premiums, but what we can control is the environment, which is an economy that's incredibly well managed, to make sure that we're bringing spending down, to make sure that we're bringing inflation down, interest rates down, the economy's growing, so people have more money in their pocket, they can access higher income jobs.
Point of order, Mr Speaker.
Point of order, the Right Honourable Chris.
Prime Minister might have misheard the question when he said the government doesn't set insurance levies, given that the question was specifically about the part of household insurance that the government does set. The government is currently consulting on a proposal to increase household insurance costs by $400 to $948 per year per household.
The question is it the government or a government agency?
It's a government agency. Well, that is the government.
Well, if it has a separate board, then the board would make that decision. But Prime Minister might want to make that distinction.
It's a government agency. They have a separate board. They can make their own decision.
Supplementary question. Did his government's decision to reintroduce charges for pharmacy prescriptions, slash public transport subsidies and increase the cost of rubbish disposal increase or decrease the cost of living for New Zealand families?
I'll just say to that member, I am incredibly proud of what this government is doing to help New Zealanders with the cost of living crisis. That member and his party did not vote for tax relief. They did not support the things that are helping New Zealanders improve their cost of living.
Supplementary question. Does his government's decision to increase the minimum wage by less than inflation for 2 years in a row, meaning those earning the minimum wage earn less now in real terms than 2 years ago, increase or decrease the cost of living crisis for low-income New Zealanders?
I'm proud of the fact that we are increasing entitlements by roughly the amount of inflation. But what I'm also proud about is the fact that real wage growth has grown for 5 quarters in a row, after declining for 13 quarters in a row under that government.
He can't speculate on that. He can answer the question, the body of the question. Right Honourable Prime Minister. The body of the question.
Oh, right. I agree. Insurance levies are set based off risk profiles of New Zealand.
Supplementary question. Does he stand by his statement that, quote, there might be just regular annual increments in some fees and levies across the piece, but that's not a major focus, end quote? And if so, does he acknowledge that increased costs for prescription charges, electricity lines charges, car registrations, car insurance levies, survey and title fees, insurance levies, and in fact fuel excise indicate that his priority isn't fees and levies that impact everyday New Zealanders, but rather delivering tax cuts for landlords and tobacco companies?
My focus, in answering part of that question, my focus is on making sure we run a great economy so New Zealanders can get ahead. We inherited a situation where the economy was run into the ground. We are making sure that we do everything we can to get growth back into New Zealand, so we get money back into Kiwis' pockets, so they can get out of the mess that we've inherited thanks to that last government.